Hello, Zuko here. It's been a minute. I've collected many a book since last time I saw you, and it's time to do a haul because I'm overwhelmed by all of these books. This isn't even all of them. There's another like 10 over there. There's a lot, and they're taking up a lot of space, not being on my shelves properly. These are mostly pre-orders that have come out this year. So yeah, let's jump right into it, I suppose. We're gonna start off with just the giant books that don't really end up on my shelves anyway. For those we have, and I'm sorry, this is plastic wrap on, so it might get really glary. The Art of Marvel Studios, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. I just collect these Marvel Art of books, even though I don't really follow along with the MCU anymore. So I have this. At one point, I hauled a tiny edition of this. It was like a little pocketbook. This is just like Lady Cottingham's pressed fairy book. So it's just this is this book with these like watercolory illustrations of fairies that have been squashed into it, and I think that's cool. Then from my local used bookstore, somebody had taken in a bunch of the Kobold Press D&D books, so I picked up the Creature Codex. I have the Bestiary, I think, or the Tome of Beasts, and I just like looking through and being like, look at all the cool critters! I don't DM. I just like looking at cool critters. And then at my local used bookstore, I found in the plastic wrap, Critical Role Vox Machina Origins Series 1 and 2 collection. I've been wanting this, but it was like 60 bucks. So it was at the used bookstore for $32, but because I have store credit, that counts for half of it. So I paid $16 for this, and it's brand new, and I'm so excited to just have such a beautiful thing in my collection. Okay, real quick, we'll do some paperbacks now. We have the Shadow and Bone trilogy in paperback, because my friend was missing Ruin and Rising in paperback, and I said if I happened to see it anywhere, I would pick it up for them. And then immediately I went to the used bookstore and saw this set, and I couldn't just buy the one, so I bought the whole thing. Then I have a paperback edition of Life and Death, the Twilight reimagining, where they swap genders of the main characters. That's fun and exciting. I prefer reading the Twilight books in paperback, so I was like, oh, if I read it, I would rather read it as a big floppy book, just because it's nicer on my joints. And I don't like listening to the audiobooks of Twilight because I've read them so many times as a tween, and I physically read them. The audiobooks are wrong to me, so yeah. Got this. Volume 2 of the Fangirl manga by Rainbow Rowell. This has some cool art on the back of anime Simon and Baz, which is cute. An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan. Not really sure what this book is. It came with, I think, Fairy Loot. It was just like an extra book in there. And it has a really pretty cover. So I have this. I mean, I don't know. We're going to keep doing YA now. So we have Life is Short and Then You Die. First Encounters with Murder, edited by Kelly Armstrong. I mostly bought this because it has a story by R.L. Stine in it, the Goosebumps Man. I've also liked Barry Lyga's stuff, and Jonathan Mayberry's. I've liked some stuff Caleb Rowerig did. Anyway, you don't care. This is just like a short story collection, an anthology series thing, which you may know I don't like anthologies, but I keep picking them up and then not really enjoying them. This also looks like a good book to have black edges, so maybe I'll do that if I get bored enough. Then at my local used bookstore, I found Girl of Paper and Fire and Girls of Shadow and Storm by Natasha Nyang, I think. Negan? Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. But these are really pretty. I think these are queer. I think my library's had them, like the audiobooks in. I saw them and I picked them up because queer, I think. Then I have Not Good for Maidens by Tori that font is not good for reading. Tori Bovalino, I think. This might be queer. I don't know what this is about. If I had to guess, this is maybe queer and has a creepy cover. So honestly, I'm excited for whatever it is. The Gifts That Bind Us by Caroline O'Donoghue. I think this is a sequel to a book that I haven't bought yet because it says Praise for All Our Hidden Gifts, and I believe that's the first one. But this looks like queer girl power book, and I don't know, just kind of seemed fun. Then we have The Fae Keeper by H.E. Edgman. This is the sequel to The Witch King, which is a queer fae book that came out last year, and I was very much excited about this book. And yeah, I need to reread The Witch King before I read this though, so we'll do that eventually. Then we have Sophie and the Bone Song by Adrienne Tooley. I'm not sure what this is about, but I think it might be queer. Both out of practice in doing this and also have never known what the books I buy are about because I pre-order them all in November and December. Yeah, but this is a really pretty cover. I have here Howl by Sean David Hutchinson. This is a queer, I think, werewolf book. Something about football maybe? Virgil Knox was attacked by a monster. I'm not sure what this is about. but I think it's queer. Then I have The Circus Rose by Betsy Cornwell. I tried really hard not to buy this book for a long time, but I really like the premise of circus books. And it's queer, and I think maybe it's supposed to be some kind of reimagining of Snow White, but I don't remember. And I have The Drowning Summer by Christine Lynn Herman. That is the author of Devouring Gray, as well as the shitty duology with Amanda Foody that I hated. I don't know, something about queer YA, so I bought it. Then I have I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. This is a book about a prom queen who goes missing the night of prom and leaves everybody a bunch of clues. It's very Paper Towns-esque so far, but she also kisses 3 people before she disappears to make them kind of more invested in finding her mystery. I don't know. I'm curious to see where this goes, but I really like the cover art. Then I have Seance Tea Party by Raymena Yi. This, I don't know, I just buy cute looking graphic novels sometimes. I can't help it. They're cute. Then I have the Mushroom Botanical Art by Toshimitsu Fukaharu. This is just pretty mushroom art, so I bought it. This book is really cute. Don't worry, I have more YA. I know that you were very worried, so I got you. Okay, we have Ironside, A Modern Fairy Tale by Holly Wack. This is, I think, set in the same Fae world as her other Fae books, but different, and the writing maybe isn't as good from what I've heard, because it's older. But I bought it because I saw it at the local used bookstore in the old cover format, so. Got Dead End Girls by Wendy Hurd. I don't know, I hope... Oh, 2 girls fake their deaths only to face mortal danger in this queer contemporary homage to Thelma and Louise. Sold. We have Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White. I've heard good things about this book. I'm not really sure what it's about. I think it has trans characters in it and it's queer. Out of the Blue by Jason June. Sure looks like a gay mermaid book, so yeah. The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna. This is the sequel to The Gilded Ones. These are books that take place in a world where some girls are demons and their blood runs gold instead of red, and they are kind of enslaved by people in power to fight these monstrous spirity things. Yeah, this is book 2. Bought it, read book 1, liked it well enough. We All Fall Down by Rose Zabo. This is a queer book. I don't know what it's about, but I really, really, really like the cover. And Rose Zabo wrote What Big Teeth, I believe. And I thought that book was weird and I kind of liked it, so. Primal Animals by Julia Lynn Rubin. I don't know what this is about. Cool cover. Hope it's queer. On elite summer program, a teenage girl gets sucked into a secret society with deadly consequences. The female of the species meets Midsummer. Could be promising. I want to read. I really like good horror concepts, and YA always has horror that sounds really good in concept, and then it's never horror-y enough for me, and I should just switch to adult horror, but I don't want to. I do, but I also feel like adult horror, based on very little, I always feel like adult horror leans towards sexualizing women or objectifying women, and I don't really want to deal with that, so I keep sticking to YA horror, even though I don't think it's actually what I want to be reading. Then I have A Mirror Mended by Alex E. Harrow. This is the sequel to A Spindle Splintered. These are just novellas. They're kind of neato. I don't really know how to explain them. To continue on with the novellas, we have Upright Women Wanted by Sarah Gailey. This is... I need to reread this book because I've read this. It's like a 4-hour-long audiobook. It's a tiny little novella. It's about women in a dystopian future who are librarians, and they pass information and books and stuff around to all of the communities. And I'm not sure I really got it, but I bought it, so we have Seasonal Fears by Shauna McGuire. This is the companion to Middle Game. I don't really know what this one's going to be about. Then I have The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. I've read her YA trilogy so far without the 2 books, and I liked it well enough, but I wanted to try reading her adult novels, so I picked this up. One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Not really sure what this one's about. I know it made one of my friends want to go out and meet people. I really liked Red, White, and Royal Blue, and as I said, I'm reading I Kissed Shara Wheeler, so I'm hoping I like this. Also, I have to get this shipped to family who winters in the States, because the book of the month doesn't ship to Canada, which is always really fun when they sponsor a Canadian booktuber, and it's like, why are you promoting this thing that you can't even buy yourself? But anyway, yeah. Then I have Book of the Night by Holly Black. This is the Indigo exclusive edition. Oh, Book of Night. Sorry, my bad, there's no the. I'm not really sure what this is about, but I've liked Holly Black's books, so I bought this. Then I have book 4, I think, and book 2, and they have different covers. Books in the Long Way to a Small Angry Planet series by Becky Chambers. This is a closed and common orbit, and this is The Galaxy and the Ground Within. I don't know which cover I like better, but I'm trying to grab these because I know the first one's really hard to find, so I wanted to grab the second one in case it comes out of print and becomes also very hard to find. I don't know, I kind of like these big, ugly, tacky covers more than the like subtle ones, which is weird. I don't feel like I'm normally that bitch, but I am today. Oh, I don't know what any of these are about. Okay. The Ballad of Perilous Graves by Alex Jennings. Can you tell me really quick what it's about? An alternate New Orleans made of music and magic. It's a place of sky trolleys and dead cabs where haints dance the night away and wise women help keep the order. I don't know. Looks like bone magic. I like bone magic. I got Slewfoot by Brom. Brom is one of my friend's favorite authors, so when I saw this, I picked it up because I want to relate to my friend. Random, my special editions. I don't know how many months it's been. I last did a haul, but we have another copy of Book of Night by Holly Black. This is the Illumicrate exclusive edition. Very pretty. It's got black sprayed edges, and underneath the dust jacket, looks like this. Okay, that's really pretty. I actually really like that. Then we have The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This book is really pretty. I have no idea what it's about. It was not on my radar at all. It just showed up one day, but it's very pretty. Like, I don't know if this is adult fantasy or YA fantasy or what it is. I think it's fantasy. Just the vibe says fantasy to me, but it's very pretty. So I have this. I have the Fairy Loot editions of Heartstopper Volume 1 and Heartstopper Volume 2. These are sprayed edges. They look like this in the back. They're very pretty. I ordered these before I watched Heartstopper, and I really liked Heartstopper, so now I'm glad that I have these. Then I have Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee. This is a, like, heist book, and I've heard it's kind of wild and you have to, like, really suspend disbelief, but, like, I'm okay with that. It's got yellow sprayed edges. I love the yellow. I think it's a really pretty color, and I think it looks fun. So I'm excited to read this because I'm hoping it's just a really fun book, you know? Then I have the Illumicrate edition of The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. It is so pretty and so sparkly. And the pages look like this, and the back looks like this. The inside, oh, the front also has that. Ooh, it's got holographic on the front. That's exciting. Okay, the inside also has like character portraits on it. That's fun. I've read this. I did a review for it. It might have been the last video I've posted. You're welcome to go watch that. I don't know how I feel about this book at all. Then we are almost done. We got The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O. This was a Fairy Loot, I believe, book. Yes, and this is what the pages look like. This is what the back looks like. This is what the inside looks like. It's very pretty. This was also not on my radar at all, so I don't really know what it's about. And lastly, we have Blood Scion by Deborah Fallet. I also am not really sure what this book is about. If it's not queer, it wasn't on my radar. Like, that is simply the truth. Like, when I go to do my pre-orders for the year, I just look through Goodreads' list of queer books expected for the next year, and I go through all of those and find which ones I like, and exclusively pretty much which ones come in hardback, because I don't really want to buy paperback books, which is very rude of me. Yeah, anything that's not on that list is probably not on my radar, which is why I don't know what a lot of these ones are even about. But that's okay. I need someone else to get me out of my queer books comfort zone, I guess. Those are all of the books that I've bought in the last couple of months. I have not been reading. I think since I did my last wrap up, I've read 3.5 books, and that was a couple months ago, which is why I didn't bother filming a like May reading wrap up. It's very sad because June is Pride Month and I usually like to read a bunch of queer books, and I was really hoping to have read 100 books this year by last month, and I didn't, but you know, I'm doing my best. I've been having a time. I'm trying to get back into reading now because I want to, and I feel like I've been focusing on things that didn't maybe need to be focused on as hard as I've been focusing on them. So that's about 48 books. I actually don't know if I've hauled Family of Liars by E. Lockhart, but it is over there. So if I haven't hauled it yet, I read that. It is the prequel to We Were Liars, and it was fine. I think I liked We Were Liars better than Family of Liars, though, if I'm being honest. Okay. Haha! I thought I was done filming this haul and putting everything away, and I was organizing my room a little bit, and I found a whole other box of books that you need to put away. So, okay, we have Melissa, which is the republication of George by Alex Gino. This is a book about a young kiddo who wants to be Charlotte in the school production of Charlotte's Web, but everyone tells them that they're not allowed to because they are a boy. They're pretty sure that they're not a boy, and they want to go by Melissa. So the original book was published as George because that was the kid's birth name. It's my dog. You know what? We're gonna have background noise today, and that's fine. But now it's being republished as her actual name. So I like that. Then we have The Lost Adventures Team Avatar Files Tales, an Avatar The Last Airbender comic book. I want to collect all of these, but I've also heard they're not great. So that's fun. But Avatar is very fun. Okay, we have The Mystery of the Exploding Teeth and Other Curiosities from the History of Medicine by Thomas Morris. I don't know. Everything about that sounded appealing to me, okay? Baba, you can't just lick your face behind the camera. I put my foot down at that. The Ultimate RPG Character Backstory Guide. I've had this like on my Amazon wishlist for a while. I'm notoriously bad at backstories, so I kind of bought it as a joke, but maybe I'll actually go through it. I'm supposed to make a Monster of the Week character soon. We'll see. Then I have You Sexy Thing by Kat Rambo. This is a weird, fun space book, and I really liked the way that the spaceships were handled in this, because the spaceship, You Sexy Thing, I believe is the spaceship's name. And they were grown. It's alive, it's a being. It grew up. And I just thought that was cool. So I picked this up. I don't really remember the plot other than that though, but I have read it and I liked it. Then I have Another Kind by Kate May and Trevor Beam. I follow Kate May on Instagram and I knew that they had made a book, so when I had a chance to buy it, I did. Then I have True Accounts of Ill-Fated Lives, the Book of Extraordinary Deaths by Cecilia Ruiz. And I believe, yeah, it's just like little one-page things of extraordinary deaths. Then I have the One of These Days Volume 1 comic by Yuta Devere and Maya Devere. I used to follow them on Instagram. I don't anymore just because I try to keep my Instagram under, or the amount of people under 300. So I go through and I unfollow people a lot. And that's included a lot of artists at this point, because I am kind of keeping my personal Instagram to be just the kind of people I want to see, which is a lot of like disability and people of color and queer people and stuff. So yeah, I unfollowed them, but I do love their comics and I was excited to obtain this. So yeah, I don't know what my dog is doing. Sad Pug, don't be a criminal! Don't do it! I got this cute edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. It's like leathery. It's got mushrooms on it. I don't know. Just like Alice in Wonderland. I do not know what my dog is doing over there. Hey, Bubba! He's also deaf. I don't know what this is about. This is Tentacle and Wing by Sarah Porter. Sarah Porter wrote Vasa in the Night, which I read and loved, so I'm reading anything else I find that she's written. So far, only Vasa in the Night's the one that I've really enjoyed. Maybe I'll like this one. I do like the cover. I found Alien Echo by Mira Grant. This is a pen name for Shauna McGuire when she writes horror. So I picked this up because that sounded kind of fun. I've never watched Alien, so I don't know, maybe I won't get anything out of reading that book, but you know. Someone's being a criminal. I'm back with the criminal. Can you see him? Can you see this? He's a criminal. Okay. We have A Master of Gin by P. Djali Clark. I don't know how to pronounce things with little guys over top, letters with little guys over top, but I think this is queer. I think this is fantasy. I picked it up. We got a Art of Horror Midnight Mass book written by Abby Bernstein. I liked Midnight Mass. I like Flanagan stuff, but oh my god, the 12-minute monologue, fuck. And because my friends do not follow me here, I have 2 copies of Pug and Pig Trick or Treat. One for my best friend and one for my friend who is currently pregnant, because I like to give pug books to my friends' kids. I also just have 2 copies of the first Pug and Pig books. Yeah, just to give to my friend who wants kids desperately and will have them eventually, and to give to my friend who is currently pregnant. So these aren't for me, but you know, I can get rid of this box now. That's exciting. Okay, I think that's actually all of the books now. My queer shelf is like actually full at this point, which is both very exciting and kind of stressful, because clearly I like a lot of these books and I'm not ready to get rid of them. So I might have to start a second queer shelf, which is actually very exciting. Okay, yes, I'm leaving now. Say goodbye to Sad Pug. Say goodbye to Sad Pug. Look at him, he's just a little guy.